A philosophical take on burnout. Burnout, often dismissed as a modern ailment or merely extreme stress, deserves a much deeper philosophical inquiry. It's not just about exhaustion. It's a crisis of meaning, a profound disconnect between our internal values and the external demands of our lives, particularly in the professional sphere. To truly understand burnout, we must move beyond the prescriptive self-help remedies and examine the fundamental assumptions of our work-centric culture. The modern experience of work is overwhelmingly defined by a doctrine of unending progress and limitless potential. We are encouraged to believe that our self-worth is inextricably linked to our productivity, our output, and our constant optimization. This creates a pervasive, unspoken pressure that turns work from a means of survival or contribution into an existential imperative. When this imperative is pursued relentlessly, without critical reflection, it leads to the soul-crushing realization that the finish line is perpetually moving. The task is never truly complete. The next milestone, the next email, the next project is always waiting. Philosophically, this relates to the concept of the infinite demand. In many ancient traditions, the good life was characterized by balance, sophrosine, prudence, moderation, and the recognition of human finitude, the limits of our energy, our time, and our capability. Modern life, however, relentlessly pushes against these limits, celebrating the hustle culture that valorizes the sacrifice of personal well-being for professional gain. Burnout is, in this sense, a revolt of the body and mind against an unnatural and unsustainable infinite demand. It's the organism saying, in the most painful way possible, "I am finite." Furthermore, burnout strikes hardest when the work itself is perceived as alienated, a concept borrowed from thinkers like Karl Marx. When we are unable to see the direct, meaningful impact of our labor, or when our role is reduced to a small, repetitive cog in a vast, impersonal machine, our work loses its intrinsic human value. We are producing, but we are not creating in a way that feels connected to our authentic selves or to the genuine needs of our community. The deep satisfaction that comes from craft, the tangible completion of a worthy, self-directed task, is replaced by the fleeting, addictive gratification of achievement, the metric, the promotion, the salary increase. When the metrics fail to deliver enduring satisfaction, the tank runs empty, revealing a void of purpose. Consider also the ethical and moral dimension. Burnout often forces us to question the telos, the ultimate purpose or aim. Why are we working this hard? For whom are we sacrificing our health, our relationships, and our moments of quiet contemplation? The burnt-out individual is often an individual who has lost sight of their true North Star because it has been obscured by 1,000 small, urgent, but ultimately meaningless tasks. They have confused busyness with significance, and the resulting exhaustion is compounded by moral fatigue, the strain of continuously acting in ways that feel fundamentally misaligned with one's deepest moral and personal commitments. To find a philosophical path out of burnout, we must advocate for a return to pausa, rest or pause, as a virtuous and necessary part of the human rhythm, not merely a utilitarian break to refuel for more work. We must re-establish the value of leisure, not as consumption, but contemplation, the time dedicated to cultivating the non-marketable, non-productive aspects of life, friendship, beauty, thought, and self-reflection. Burnout is a powerful signal. It is the existential scream of a soul trapped in a system that demands infinite input from a finite being. It's an invitation to radical self-reevaluation, to redefine success not by the accumulation of external rewards, but by the alignment of one's daily life with one's deeply held, authentic limits. Only by philosophically dismantling the myths of infinite productivity and perpetual optimization can we truly heal from the exhaustion born of working endlessly for a purpose that is not genuinely our own. If this deep dive into the philosophy of work and meaning resonated with you, and you're contemplating the telos of your own journey, why not share your biggest realization in the comments below? Let's spark a conversation that goes beyond the surface-level fixes. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this perspective insightful, and subscribe to join our growing community of thoughtful explorers who are questioning the status quo. Your support helps us continue to create content that challenges and inspires.